Hi, Romans here and welcome to another music review. Today it's going to be Oddland, Vermilion.
Music review. Music review.
Oddland is a Finnish prog metal band and Vermilion is actually their third studio album, and it was an introduction for me because I've never heard about them before. It came out like a month ago, so I'm a bit late to this review. Anyway, I've heard the album 9 times as of now, and before we dived into the review, the best way to describe this album would be like Opeth meets Orphanland. Opeth, that like post-2010 melodic period of theirs, especially the singer from Oddland has basically identical voice to that of the Opeth singer, you know, in terms of the tone, timbre, the range, the phrasing. And when it comes to the Orphanland, that's because of all of the exotic and oriental elements, of which there's a lot on this album. The album is actually quite short, clocking in below just like 40 minutes, which I kind of like because the music is kind of more focused. And the opening track, the title track, Vermilion, is actually almost 26 minutes long song. Actually, my second album, Pursuits in Life, which I will drop this year, also opens up with an almost 26 minutes long song. But it's divided into 5 parts and it's kind of treated in a way like those parts are individual tracks. So it opens up with part 1, Arrival, which is like a very ambient opening. It has a great bass tone and we even get like saxophone here, which is really cool. We've got those oriental vibes in part 2 below, which is heavy and exotic. Here you'll understand the comparison to Opeth. Okay, then we've got part 3, which is called The Walls of the Mind, which has like this symphonic ambient beginning. It's really epic and dark, and we've got a beautiful instrumental ending, which is very laid back and very emotional as well. We go back to heavy and melodic in part 4 called Feed the Void. And the guitar work as well as the bass work is absolutely amazing. I love the sounds, the riffs. There's even this really cool section in this part that reminds me a lot of the soundtrack for Prince of Persia Warrior Within, the computer game, which is one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard. Just, you know, check it out if you haven't. And we have here like reversed vocals, which give it a very eerie, very sort of a sinister vibe, and also some saxophone, and that's always cool. The 5th part, Emancipator, has a beautiful melody. This is actually the longest section, being over 8 minutes long. There are lots of awesome sounds. It goes from deep and exotic grooves to like really heavy but melodic parts. It's a very dynamic track where there's always something happening, but it never loses its identity. Before we continue, just a little reminder, I also make music. You can find links to my debut album in the description of this video below. The second album will drop this year. What makes my music unique is that it's a heavy prog rock without guitars. Instead you have drums, bass, saxophone and keyboards. All of the music videos are on my YouTube channel, so go check it out. After this we go into a short ambient piece with vocals called Pathway, which is around 2 minutes long. The last 2 tracks are more on the heavy side, so they're both bangers. We've got Resonance with some strings and a very strong atmosphere. There's a lot of tension. Community is again this like heavy oriental metal, and I love the choir in the chorus. I gotta say that this year so far is very strong when it comes to progressive metal albums like, Cold Night for Alligators, Persephone. So there's a lot of great stuff. There's a new Evergrey coming, and we've got Oddland. I'm definitely a fan of this band. I want to check out their previous albums. So yeah, if you have heard this album, let me know whether you agreed or disagreed with me. If you are an Oddland fan, you can let me know how well do you think it compares to their first two albums, maybe which one is your favorite one, or what should I check next. All the links where you can follow me are in the description of this video below, along with the link for my Spotify playlist, which I'm updating every 2 weeks. If you like this video, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. You can check out my own original music, my live performances, my worst to best series, and quite a lot of other videos, series, reviews and whatnot as well. Thanks a lot for watching.